Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I'm here with the director of Push Button 4, a new film, Mumtaz Hussain. And his film stars two accomplished actors, Bob McAndrew and Mike Williams. We'll be talking to the three gentlemen tonight about the new movie, about their experiences in Hollywood and their experiences making this film. Mumtaz, I'd like to start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about the film? The background of the film and the story.
Well, this film is based on Pakistani classic short story Overcoat, which this story happened on a mall road in Pakistan, and the era which in the story is, by the way, the writer of this film is Ghulam Abbas. It's one of the famous story, and this era is happened like just after Pakistan become independent from the Britishers. And that time, as you copy to the Britishers, you supposed to be more rich and classy guy. So it's a story of a one person who is walk around on a mall road, and he talk about all the music and whatever the elements which shows that he is a more like a Gora Sahib, an Englishman. And that is in that society, that how much you compare with the Gora Sahib, you are more sophisticated. I adapted that story in a New York landscape. And in a New York landscape, the symbol and the status are little bit different than the Pakistan. In a Pakistani, as much you compare with the Britishers, you look more like a sophisticated. But here also the upper class have their status symbols. Like there the people smoke cigarette, here the people smoke cigar. And they talk about wine, they talk about art, and they drive Rolls Royces. So all those elements I put in this film. But it's a metaphorically, it's like impression of this society. Whatever you are looking for, it's not there. And the one very interesting things which I did in this film, it's the name of the film is a push button 4. When you push the button and then there is a walk sign comes. And either metaphorically, that walk sign is telling the story of this society. And I leave it to the audience, whether they think that this is the story of that walk sign, or he is telling the story of the person, because there's a million of people walks in front of him. Someone is a businessman, and you look at him, it looks like he's a businessman. One of like a construction worker, clerks, and vendor are selling hot dogs or whatever, but who they are, you don't know. But when they look at them, you form your opinion that these are. But the actual, there is a very interesting story about each individual human beings. That the film is all about.
And would you say it's a comedy? It's a
no, it's a drama.
Genre?
It's a drama, and it's not a happy ending. But yes. I'm not going to reveal the ending.
No, of course not. Okay.
See the film, yeah.
Yes, indeed, definitely see the film. Why don't we talk to Bob? Bob is the star of your film.
Bob, I'm so happy to have Bob McAndrew.
He's excellent in the film.
He's the best.
Both you guys are top notch, really, really good.
I tried so many people, and Bob and me went to school together, and we studied film at the same school, and I got few people, and I was not happy. Then I called Bob. He was teaching. He's a acting coach as well, and he taught one of the biggest film actors. They got Oscar awards, and then I called Bob. He was teaching in France. He has a studio in France. He has a studio in London and New York. So that time he was teaching in France. I said, Bob, you have to help me out. So he said, well, I'm very busy. Just send me the script. If I like it, then I'll help you. So I sent the script, and the good news was that he really loved the script. He said, okay, count me in. So I was very happy. So then Bob take over.
Bob
the
came
job.
on board.
Yes.
Great, great.
I was
Bob,
very happy. Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Bob, can you tell us about the experience of making the movie and your experience making it?
Well, it was a very unusual character, you know, to play. There's a guy, he's well dressed, he's distinguished, he's very peaceful and very calm, and he's absolutely homeless. He has nothing. He doesn't have a place to live. He wanders around the streets. He looks at buildings. Somehow or other, once in a while, he gets some money to find a cigar. He appreciates the great things in life, but he has nothing. But when you look at him, when you see him, because he's managed to patch together some clothes that he's found, he looks wonderful. In fact, once when we were filming, we had to use the toilet on Central Park West in the Essex House Hotel. It's like a big 5-star hotel. And so I was anxious, will I be able to pass inspection, passing, you know, this, the doorman. And he nodded to me like, go right in, sir.
Wow, wow. You were completely in character.
Yeah,
you were
completely in character. But, you know, if he saw what was underneath,
right,
you know, because you can imagine when you're living out in the streets,
sure,
night after night, day after day. And so that's what appealed to me about the role. But mostly I think it has to do with illusion. With illusion, because, you know, we see people all the time and we really don't know them, but we make a judgment about them based on how they look and how they're dressed, but we don't really know what's going on inside of them. That's why I think it's a wonderful idea, Mumtaz, to make this film.
No, the story is very popular in Pakistan.
it's a very well-known story.
Very well-known story. And I always thought about that there is a very interesting element in this film, so which I want to capture. But only I could be successful if the main character, because this story is based on one person.
That's right.
He's walking around, he is going, talking to the people. And another good thing is, in this, he does things to help people. He's not con. He doesn't con. He's not con artist. But his pleasant experiences and his conversation and his knowledge, which make the people convince.
He's a poor man, but he's a rich man.
Yes, it's very humanistic.
Yeah,
it's very
his interior, he's wealthy inside, but on the outside, he has nothing. You know, but it's true. He's not living. He's not he's not living for himself. He's living for what he can do. How can he help people? So that's interesting.
Just get through.
Spare some change. Spare some change.
I love that scene. Bob entered to the art gallery, and he saw a very rich woman standing, and he has a conversation on wine.
On wine.
And the conversation, she got so much impressed, and then she asked about.
He talks about the painting. He talks about the painting.
Painting. Or what do you think about the painting? And his analysis about the painting is so helpful.
Well, you get the feeling throughout that the man's an absolute connoisseur of everything, but not in a snobbish way, but in an actual that he really appreciates. He really appreciates the sensuality of things.